Greetings, one and all, grand rising, good evening, depending where you are joining us from in the world. Welcome to Real Talk Mothering Sunday, the series. I am your host, Na Amelia Santiamar. So welcome, depending where you are joining us from. Please do take a few seconds to like, and share the Facebook platform if that's where you are, or to subscribe to the YouTube channel and share that channel or the broadcast where you are. And also let me know where in the world you are joining us from. It's always great to know who we are connected with or reaching around the world. So again, my name is Na Amelia Santiamar. I'm your host for today, representing Power to Our Mothers Foundation Africa, a non-profit organization registered here in Ghana with a growing presence in Zambia, Nigeria, Kenya, the UK, Togo, with the main mission of working with women and girls to help empower ourselves to uplift the nation. And we are pleased to be joined, not joined, but be bringing this broadcast to you with one of our partners, Speak Up and Empower, and Speak Up and Empower Africa, particularly. It's a Canadian-based organization, steadily increasing its presence across the world. And its purpose is, it's a heartfelt online community there to bring other communities, businesses, relationships together so that people can create the dreams that they would love to create. Welcome, Karen. Karen's our founder of Speak Up and Empower. Good to have you here today. Please do let me know where else in the world you're joining us from. So, and you're joining us from London, that's hilarious. London, but in Canada, not London in the UK. So, welcome. So, without further ado, if this is your first time joining us today, the purpose of this Real Talk, this discussion, is for me to speak to our sons, the men, I call the men our sons, about the influence that their mother has had and perhaps is still having in their life. Because it's important for us. We talk, of women's empowerment, but actually it is not just the job or the task of women to empower women. It is the task of all of us to empower everyone. So the men too, to join with the women to help us women empower ourselves. So it's good for us and important for us to hear the voice of our sons, the men. So without further ado, my guest today, some of you may remember him, but I'm glad I'm having him back this time, Dr. Derick Magoma, PhD, because the last time, the gremlins were in our technological spaces. So we may not have heard all the jewels that he was sharing with us last time. Dr. Magoma is the Secretary General of a Pan-African organization called Global Pan-Africanism Network. And he's also a father, husband, philanthropist, and an avid Pan-Africanist, among many other things. So please do join me in giving a warm virtual welcome to Dr. Derick Magoma. Welcome, my dear.
Hello.
It's good to have you back. I think that's the shortest greeting I've had from my guests on the platform yet.
Well, it was just a trial and error to see if everything is okay. Thank you, Na Mel, for having me here once again. It has been an honor to be in the project and in the show once again. I remember last time was this year, I think around January 10th. But according to a technical problem, we didn't. It wasn't so. It was good, but the voice was a little bit crumbling. So it's good to be here once again. I always appreciate the privilege and opportunity to be on the show. I appreciate that, and in Kiswahili we say asante sana.
Okay, and I always smile when you say Asante Sana, because Asante is my name, so it's like okay, it's my name, but thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Always good to have a conversation with you. So before we get into speaking about mum or your mother, tell us a little bit about yourself. Because I think last time it was we spoke a little bit about your political side as well as the other things that you do. So would you like to share a little bit with us?
Well, first and foremost, I'm a husband, a father, a political leader, a mentor, and a nurturer. And on top of that, well, I've been content several times in politics. I've been vying out for the seat of the member of the parliament 2 times, and I hope next time, which will be the third time, I will make it. But apart from that, also a general secretary of Pan-Africanism Network. Pan-Africanism Network is a non-governmental organization which are dealing with uniting people first from African region, but unite all people of African continent to make sure that in a way or two, we will unite our continent against other continents. So we have that big dream and a role to make sure we unite like-minded people as a fellow Pan-Africanists to make sure we unite African people, we unite African economic, and one day we believe that we're gonna have United States of Africa, we're gonna have African currency, and we're gonna have one government in Africa.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. No, it's good to hear, because I think you do a variety of things. It's always good to know a little bit about our guests. And I've had the pleasure of meeting some of your young ones as well, your precious children. Lovely. So let's talk about your mother. Please do tell us how would you describe your relationship with your mother?
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you fine. Sorry if you can't hear me okay. We may have the gremlins back, but I can hear you fine.
It was just some echo, but I can hear you very well. You asked me if I can describe the relationship between me and my mother. First and foremost, I can say that I was blessed to be born and raised in a very loving family. And very supporting family. If I would describe my mother, I have very, very loving mother. You know, we got love from her, friendship, leadership. We have seen and experienced tolerance. We have seen and experienced humility. We have seen the mother who tried to establish the link between her children. We have seen the mother who was always being a crying shoulder, a comforter whenever we had challenges. You know, I've contested several times to buy the seat of the member of the parliament. At all times, she has been there together with her, my family. We have seen the mother, apart from encouraging us, we have seen the mother who is very, very understanding. And apart from that, a mother who understands you as her son. You have a role first to her, but you have a role to raise your own family, which means to take good care of your wife and, of course, take good care of your daughter and children. We were blessed to be raised in a family with a mother who is an advisor, a mother who understands the responsibility of the mother and understand the role of the mother in a society. That a mother's hand is the hand which is capable of raising a nation, capable of raising a family, and capable of creating almost anything is possible. And you can see some families, father can run away, but mother will never run away. The entire world might turn back on you, but your mother will be there no matter what. Even if you're crossing a river, she'll put you on her shoulder and make sure you are safe.
Wow. I don't know if I have anything else to ask you then. That was a fantastic summary, but it was packed with so many things. Of course, I love that, because I think it does speak to the multiple roles, you know, that the mother plays. I think that's fantastic. And so even like I said, there's so much in what you said. So how, growing up in a family like that, let's put it like that, growing up in a family like that, with the role that your mother had, the role that your father had, how would you say it has influenced your relationships with women and girls in life, be they personal, be they professional? What kind of influence has that had?
Well, first and foremost, I have established a very strong link with a friendship with my mother, which actually helped me to understand that apart from just establishing a link with her, I also need to establish a link with my wife. But on top of that, I also establish link with my daughter. I have three incredible and lovely friends, which all of them play totally different role in my life. My mother play a different role, and no one else, I insist, no one else in my life has that ability to play the role she had played, and she's still playing until now. But that's first part. But again, I have the second part, my wife. You know, a part of being a life companion, a part of being a life partner, apart from being a wife and a loving wife, a supporter, we also have that link and connection. That in order to succeed in life, you need people who understand you more than anybody else. In order to make sure that you attain some goals in life, you need at least three people who will be there for you no matter what. That's a link with my wife. Apart from being a wife, she's my friend. But after learning and establishing a link between me and my mother and my wife, then we have a daughter. We have lovely daughters. You know, everyone between them give you totally different experience of life. Mother will encourage you no matter what. Wife will encourage you no matter what. You might fall down several times. I've attempted several times be member of the parliament. My family, my mother, my wife, and my daughter were there to see, even if we lose, but to be lost with the glory. Even if we lose with integrity. I have learned tolerance. They give you the will to go on. They give you the will to keep on fighting every now and then. They give, of course, they give you a will to be a real man and proud of who you are. You have a mother, you have a wife, and of course, you have a daughter to raise. She is looking at you and saying, no matter what, Daddy, you have to be there for me. No matter what, Daddy, you have to make sure you provide for me. No matter what, Daddy, you have to be a shield to protect me. You have to be a mentor. You have to be a leader. You have to be a teacher. You have to be a boyfriend. You have to be a wall to me. So they give you the will to go on. They give you the will to stand up and continue with the fight. They give you the will that no matter what, there is a hope, there is courage, there is love, which can lead you to achieve almost anything on earth. Because just take simple imagination. I have friends whom we went together in primary school. Where are they now? Nowhere. We went together in secondary school. Where are they now? Nowhere. I have friends, we went together in a first degree, in master's, and even the PhD. I have friends in politics, I have friends in business, but they don't play the same important role as a family. They don't play an important role as the people who are close to you. They are there with you, and they're going to be there for you for the rest of your life. So the only thing you can give them is to love them, to cherish them, to adore them, and to make sure you provide whatsoever essential they need to make sure they have a happy and lovely life.
Wow. I think you need to write a book. Like seriously. It's so powerfully captured, and it speaks. It's so obvious that you have such a wonderful friendship with your mother. I want to just capture. There's a question from the audience that I wanted to to see if you could respond to. Yeah. So Sister Glamaline was saying that you observed your mother's qualities really well. Like, how did you do that? Because I was saying the way that you articulated them to us today. So how did you observe yeah, your mother's qualities as you were growing up. Is that something that you're still observing, or it's like, no, now you know like everything about your mother, how she is, who she is?
I was raised in, I can say, in a working class family where both of my parents, they were a civil servant. I have observed that no matter what, there is equality. I remember that we have a routine of washing dishes in our family. I remember we have routine of cleaning the house. I remember we had the routine of brushing mothers and fathers' shoes every Sunday and Saturday. I still remember we had that routine of ironing our own clothes. I still remember very, very clear. We used to grow a vegetable. We used to have a garden. No matter what, you must make sure you take good care of your garden. So we learn responsibility, we learn
Mm-hmm.
humility, we learn righteousness, we learn equality, we learn that no matter what in a society, everybody needs to make sure she or her accomplish her responsibility and duty. It is a co-responsibility. First, to understand your duty, and secondly, to accomplish your duty. So, as we were raised up, she makes sure
Mm-hmm.
that no matter what, we will accomplish what we were supposed to accomplish. No matter what, whenever we have a challenge, she will be there as a comforter to tell you, you know what, son, everything one day will be fine. You might fall down several times, but make sure you have the ability to stand and go on. Son, things might not work out the way you want, but one day things will be different. And one important thing also I learned from her that every single day in our life is totally different day. It has totally different experience, totally different opportunity, totally different challenges, and of course, everything every day, every time it's different. So we have learned her qualities
Yeah.
throughout our life, now and then. And even now, I'm still learning her quality and her endless love.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. The fact that, and I think it's very powerful that that it's not just something we observe as children, even if we, we can observe as children, but it's something that we still see, in our mothers. Because I don't know how you think. I think sometimes we seem to think that, or we can tend to think that, well, yes, our mother's this person, and she's just that person, and she will always be that person, forgetting that just like any other human being, we evolve, we change, there are other things. So I think it's very beautiful that you are able to observe her and see, the different things that, and the person that she is, and what is coming out of that for you in your life. I think that's beautiful.
And
Go
basically, we
ahead.
used to call her. It was just that some sort of a joke. We call her a discipline master. She was sometimes this strict, but that strictness helped us a lot to make sure that everything in life is about integrity, is about being honesty, is about being responsible, it's about discipline. Most of the time in our society, we might experience some challenges simply because of lack of integrity.
Yeah.
We might experience some challenges because we might, of course, being brought up in a different community, we might hold a totally different opinion on what exactly discipline it's supposed to be and what are the core values of discipline, and of course, discipline and responsibility in a given society.
Yes, very, very true in terms of why we will miss out on things, or not get things. Yeah, I think that that's a powerful point. Welcome to those who are joining us, Sister Rebecca, Sister Glamaline, Sister Palovi, and Prince Paul. Thank you very much. Um, principle. I don't know if that's one of your friends, Dr. Magoma. But what I will say is that there are calls, at least, well, from myself and at least one other viewer, for you to write your book on what it is that you are sharing with us about your mother, and how that beautiful relationship with your mother. Oh, I think we may have lost Dr. Magoma ever so slightly. Let's hope he comes back. But I echo the sentiments. Well, like I said, I think it would be wonderful if he wrote a book. As Sister Glamleen, you were suggesting, because it's not often, I think it's not often that we hear our sons, the men, really articulate how that relationship with their mother has shaped, is shaping, influences the relationship with the women and girls in their life. And as we all know, you know, it's a given, you know, our relationship with our father will shape the relationships with the men and the boys in our life. So likewise, our relationship with our mother will shape the relationships with our fellow women or girls in our life. So it is fantastic to hear him write the book. Sister Glamoline, I will put that to him, that you will help him to write the book. So, oh, and fantastic timing, brother is back.
So let me challenge here.
So we have an unexpected guest.
Yeah, we have unexpected guest. She just popped in.
You see,
some trouble, but she's on her way out, right?
Okay. Well, I'm not surprised she popped in. She obviously heard you speaking about her, so she had to come and make a personal public appearance. Hello.
All right. Okay, you go, Mama. Come on.
I was sharing with the viewers as the calls that are being made by myself and at least one other viewer. Sister Glamoline Bailey said that she will assist you to write the book if truly you would like to write the book.
Yes, I will help him to write the book. Wow, that's a lovely Grammarly. Do you know her?
Tell us.
All right. About the book. Yes. There is so much in human being life that go untold. We have very smart people. We have brilliant people with brilliant ideas. And unfortunately, in most of the time, in most of the community, especially African community, we don't have culture of write books. And not only about writing books only, we don't have any culture of reading and understanding our history. And it's not so good, but it's some sort of a joke that if you want to write anything to African people, just put it in writing. We don't have that culture of putting down our knowledge, put down what we know, what can be useful for the next and next generation. So at any time, of course, I have several books, of course, but only an intellectual side in the philosophy only. But I would like to connect with her and write a book about this beautiful journey of my life. Despite I still think and believe I have a long, long way to grow. Still, there is so much to conquer outside there. Still, there is so much to achieve outside there. And still, there is still a beautiful life to live ahead. So this will be part of my life. And when I'm 75 or 90, I'll write another book. So I'll appreciate that. And of course, I will connect with her to make sure that we prepare that lovely and beautiful book.
Wonderful. I will connect you. I will connect you. We have what can I say? Other sisters as well who have written books about mothers and sons in particular, which is amazing. But I will connect you with Sister Glamoline. It's a shame and truth. I would say partly true what you're saying in terms of. I've heard that saying about, you know, if you want to hide knowledge or information, from Africans or Black people, put it in a book. And I think I'm encouraged to see that we are going in a cycle, because obviously as a people who have been around for millennia, we used to write, the wonderful libraries that we had that were burned down and everything. So we were natural, we wrote, and I think we've been through a period where, whether conditioned to do so or through struggles, we've not done as much. But it's encouraging to see more people, I think, start reading again and writing. But you're absolutely right that we must be the ones to write about our story. And especially in this context, when we're talking about our mothers, our mother figures, the women, because only we can write that from our perspective and our experience. So I definitely echo that.
I
So,
I have two books with me here.
okay.
This is about Africa. This is The State of Africa by Martin Smith, and this is Africa by John Ryder. They're not from Africa. They are from Europe and America. It's unfortunate that we have very few. Some people do write about African history, about African continental history, and about the progress and whatsoever. But still, if you read careful this book, there are stories or some content a little bit exaggerated about Africa. Some of them, they're not telling people about the beauty of River Limpopo. Some of them, they're not telling people about the beauty of Mount Kilimanjaro, how the Mount Serengeti is. They're not telling people about, even if Kalahari is a desert, but there are some people making a living from Kalahari Desert. They don't tell the people that apart from all challenge we have, but Africa continent still have so much to offer to the world. We have people, we have land, we have resources, and of course, we have wealthy people and people who understand the real essence of life, friendship, and integrity, and of course, the pursuit of happiness. We will make sure we will write for the sake of African people and for the sake of African history.
Absolutely, absolutely. And yes, there will be people who have an interest in writing about Africa. Some of those have a genuine interest and a love, because of course we are here and we have love for our own continent. And why would others not love Africa, especially since Africa, statistically, and what we know, is feeding the world, in some shape or form, right? So there definitely will be other people who have a genuine interest. And we also know that there are other people who have an interest that is not in our interest, that they are, looking to Africa. But like you said, and I echo 1,000%, that we must write of our own experience, our own story, because we are the ones that are living it. And it will come from a different lens. And I still echo that I am encouraged that more of us are writing, both men and women, because that's the other thing that we don't really see. But it's not to say that it's not true. We don't see or tend to see that there are many women writers writing about Africa. And actually, we are out there, So I think it all goes to say that, yes, to claim our own story, we must be the ones to speak about it and our experience. So I'm so glad that you emphasize that. So coming back to the conversation, so do tell me, you've captured a lot. But do tell me, what would you say, if you had to, what would you say were kind of maybe the 3 key lessons that you've learned so far from your mother? Because I'm sure it looks like you'll continue learning. So what are the 3 main lessons you would say that you've learned so far from your mother, or the relationship with your mother?
The best thing, first thing, is love. Love is very, very expensive treasure.
Wow.
I learned that In order to be loved, you must love. But love comes with responsibility too.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, wherever there is love, there is hope. Wherever there is love, there is humility. Wherever there is love, there is courage. Wherever there is love, there is tolerance. So the best and core and subject, just one, love. And in order to make sure that yeah, the rest of your life you enjoy, you must learn to love endlessly, unconditionally. You know, most of the time there is no reason why we love, but we have reason why we hate. But the life is too short to hate people. The core subject
Mm-hmm.
is love. If you love your whatever your friend or your
I'm not sure if everyone can hear Dr. Magoma or if it's just me. Apologies if they are having technical issues. I can't hear him. Can everyone hear Dr. Magoma? Welcome back, everyone, or I'm back. So thank you for having me back. Unfortunately, we had a slight glitch, I think. I wasn't sure if it was myself. So thank you for giving me a heads up. He is back here. So let's get him back on to wrap up. But thank you, everybody that's joined. Sister Martha, Sister Kemi, thank you for coming through. Sister Glamaline, it will record to the platform that you are watching it on, so you'll be able to watch the replay. So thank you for bearing with us. Dr. Magoma is back. Let us continue hearing the gems that he is sharing with us. Welcome back, brother.
Thank you very much. There's a technical problem. I don't know from my side or your side.
Yeah, I think people couldn't. Yeah, but you're back now. So please, can you continue from where you were? I know you were speaking about love and how, with love comes responsibility, and so please do continue. And for everyone else, this is Brother Derick responding to my question about what main lessons he has learned from his mother so far. So please go ahead, Dr. Magoma.
As I was explaining, can you hear me? Can you
Yes, I
hear
can
me?
hear you.
As I was explaining earlier, the best lesson I've learned from my mother, just only one big lesson, but carry it all, and that is love. As I explained it earlier, that with love there is a responsibility, there is a tolerance, there is a humility, there is being courageous, being well understanding, and apart from all that, we need to understand that, as I was just explaining earlier, life is too short to hate each other. We have to make sure that no matter what, we learn to love our friends, our people, our partner, our spouse. Uh, as I said earlier, love is very expensive treasure. Nowadays, it's a little bit hard, but we must learn. And in order to be loved, you must love first.
Okay, wow, that seems really simple. I can hear a small echo, so sorry about that. That seemed very simple. It's like, yes, in order to be loved, you must love first. There's a whole book in there, but by itself. But I think that is a powerful lesson for all of us, you know. And I think we can never have too many reminders that we must first love ourselves, you know. And actually, it's our mothers that teach us how to do that. Um, I don't know why, but that is our mothers teach us that we are love, you know. So I think that is beautifully summarized. But the love and the responsibility, I think that's very important, almost also, because we can have these kind of romantic ideas about love, isn't it, coming from different media and what have you. But I'm glad you stripped it back to the bare bones, the important aspects. So I think what I'd love to ask you to close out the show is what would be your, I guess, your closing or parting message to our mothers and mother figures, the women, and what would be your closing message to your brothers, the men?
Where shall I start? Shall I start with the brother first, or shall I start with the mother figures first?
Start.
I think I should start with the boys first, right?
I was going to say that, but yes, go ahead.
Well, to all fellow brothers out there, it is our core responsibility to make sure that we make sure that this world is a safe place to live. It is our responsibility to make sure we carry our responsibility. It is our responsibility to understand that we have to make sure, in a way or two, we cherish and love our family and the people who are close to us. We might have multiple millions friends, but in life, they might not be there for you. But your family, your wife, your mother, and your children will always be there for you. In order to make sure that we enjoy the rest of our life, we have to make sure we love first off ourselves, but again, we have to make sure we love and cherish the people who are close to us. That is for brothers. But for our fellow sisters and mother figure, that's going to be totally different. You know, Namet, it seems like women, they don't understand the power they have. It seems that they, in most of the time, they opt to think that they below man. I'm not saying that they are equal or they are above, but they don't know the power they have. They don't. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loudly and clearly.
Well, there is a little bit, I don't know, connection problem, you know, a little bit scrumping from Ghana to Tanzania.
I can hear you. What I heard you say was that you summarized at the end, but what I heard you say was that it seems like women don't understand the power they have. That's the last thing that I had heard. I think then you went on to say that, yes, women don't know the power that they have. I'm thinking there may be some connection issues because I can't hear Dr. Magoma. So hopefully, if the issue is on that end, he will be back soon because I want to hear more in terms of what he was saying about women don't understand the power that they have. If you can hear me, speaking about what Dr. Magoma just said, what do you think? Do you think it's true that women do not understand the power they have, or that perhaps we don't know the power they have? Is that one and the same thing? Is there any truth to that? Let me know what you think whilst I'm trying to get Dr. Magoma back on the platform. I think to a certain extent, as human beings, we do not understand how powerful we are. We do not understand the extent of the role we play in creating our own reality. That one I believe to be true. So definitely, I agree that to some extent, women do not know the power that we have, or at least understand the extent it goes to. Dr. Magoma, you are back. I was recapping on the last thing I heard you say, which was, well, first that it seems like women don't understand the power they have. And then I think you said we don't know the power we have. So please do continue, and please unmute yourself. All right, let me see if I can unmute you. You are on mute.
Here we go now.
Yes, okay, go for it.
Apology for the connection drop out, but Matt, as I was explaining earlier, that women can achieve almost anything on earth. They can be very successful businesswoman. They can be chief executive officer. They can be even military generals, and they can be almost anything. Recently, here in Tanzania, we have very powerful and a new president. Most people say, yeah, we have, for the first time in history, we have a female president. I don't consider that having a female president. The notion is we have the president of United Republic of Tanzania, and that is co-line. She has responsibility to make sure that this country is safe. She has the responsibility to make sure that for the next 4 years, she take this, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
She has the responsibility to make sure that in next 4 years, we have attained what we ought, or what we believe we are supposed to attain by 2025. You can achieve almost anything, whether in business, whether in politics, whether in army, and mind you that you have been the hand which raised our family. You know, sometimes you have to understand that if you give them a house, they will give you a home. If you give them a chance, they can be almost anything. And they should stop hatred between themselves. You know, they sometimes like they don't want to support each other. Sometimes like there is this kind of mentality. I don't know whether the competition within a speech, that sometimes they even other ladies who have that certain kind of achievement in life. Sometimes they think that they were born just to be a man's servant. They believe that they were born just to provide for a man. That's not true. They believe, some of them, that they were just born just to be. It's true that being a mother is a great responsibility, but they can achieve more than just being a mother. We adore and respect the notion that they rise and take care of our family, but they can achieve more. They have that chance to be almost anything they want. So they should make sure that from now on, they see that everything is opportunity to them, instead of believing that everything is a challenge to them. And I can tell them that it is a blessing to be a woman, but it is super blessing to be strong woman.
Thank you so much. I'm just trying to get back to where everyone can see us well. I think we do need reminding of who we are. Yes, I think that is the point. We do need reminding, because we often forget, and in our part desire, part role, sense of obligation, to look after our children, our partners, the families. We forget ourselves, and that's why we need reminding. And probably a whole nother conversation for another time, in terms of this so-called hatred among women. I think it's one of those things where, because equally we talk about self-hate of us as Africans, and to what extent that is the majority of us that feel that, or it's the minority. But also recognizing that we do, at the moment, we still live in a patriarchal society. And so even when you bring women together, if we're still in that patriarchal construct, we will behave in that manner, as opposed to being grounded in our matriarchal, energy, which is collaborative and building up, But I do hear you, and I do see that there is a divide in places, absolutely. I can't thank you enough, Dr. Magoma, for sharing everything you've shared with us today. Like I said, I will connect you with Sister Glamleen for that book. That book, like, it has to be written now. There's no there's no shirking that one. I don't mean it has to be written now today, but we are looking forward to the birth of that book. And because what you voiced today about your mother and how that has set the scene for you, it's beautiful, it's powerful. And I personally wish and encourage for us to create that, amongst my other sons, the other men, but that also takes work from the women. So thank you so much for being here today. Thank you to the viewers, whether you're watching on live or on replay. Please do share the broadcast. You never know who you can positively impact by sharing that. Thank you to all our supporters and our partners on this broadcast. Speak Up and Empower and Speak Up and Empower Africa. We're very grateful. And we will see you all next week, Sunday, the 9th of May, which is Mother's Day for the rest of the world. We know UK have already had Mothering Sunday. The next week, Sunday, 9th of May, is Mother's Day for the rest of the world. So see you back here next week at 1 p.m. GMT. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks a lot again, Dr. Magoma.
Thank you very much, Naaman.
See you all next week.
All right, great.
Bye-bye. And I think he...
Are we still on the show?
I'm just back to say goodbye again. Obviously, somebody doesn't want the show to end because I couldn't end the broadcast. So, that's why, because we didn't say goodbye to the young mother, to the young lady hiding away.
Well, he's a boy. The young lady's outside.
Oh, this one. I only saw the side. Okay. So you see, they all wanted to make an appearance. So, we said hello and goodbye to the young lady. Now it's the young prince that's here. Good afternoon. Thank you for lending us your daddy for almost an hour for the show. So maybe we'll see all of you next time.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.